Good morning, Mocs, and welcome back to the Weekly Report. I'm Adria Schimmenti.
And I'm Lexi Lapore-Paternostro, and this is your Campus Weekly News Show.
From mandatory group advising to career fairs and Pokemon, there's a lot to discuss, so let's get into it. This is your Weekly Report.
Here on campus, students are preparing for spring break. Beginning next week, students will begin to head off campus for the duration of the break. From setting off on their junior journeys to traveling back home, students have a variety of destinations to head to. For those staying on campus, meal plans will be prorated, so look out for information throughout this week regarding meal plan shifts. We here at FSCTV hope that you have safe travels this spring break and wish you a fun and restful time.
This past weekend, the comedic musical Something Rotten finished its run in Buckner Theatre. The show takes place in Renaissance England following the Bottom brothers who attempt to find theatrical success in a community dominated by William Shakespeare. The final shows concluded this past Thursday through Sunday, finishing off a successful run for the company and the show itself. Now the theater will strike its set to prepare for FSC's next show, Moon Over Buffalo.
This Wednesday, there will be mandatory group advising during Convo Hour for all non-graduating Florida Southern students. Students are expected to travel to their location listed on the academic advising posters around campus. These meetings are to prepare students for choosing their classes for the upcoming semester. After the assembly, students will be required to schedule a time to meet with their advisor individually during the next few weeks. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the Student Solutions Office at studentsolutions@flsouthern.edu.
Moving on to news right here in Lakeland, a new sign has appeared over the former Gelati Joe's sign here in Lakeland. The sign reads, "Coffee coming soon," and marks the anticipated arrival of Happy Fast Delicious, a new drive-through location. Located on 3601 South Florida Avenue, this coffee spot comes fresh from the West Coast. Using the Happy Fast Delicious app, you can order ahead to design your own drinks. The app also allows you to pick energy drinks, sodas, and seltzers. Stay tuned for more information on this upcoming location.
The Lakeland Police Department will host 2 career fairs during the month of March for anyone interested in a career in law enforcement. The first career fair, held on Tuesday, March 7th, 2023, will be focused on women in law enforcement. This event will take place in the community room at the Lakeland Police Station, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue, in Lakeland from 6 to 8 p.m. The second career fair will take place on Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, from 5 to 7 p.m. in the same location. This event will include opportunities for those interested in law enforcement or a civilian career in the LPD's 911 Emergency Communications Center. Attendees will have the opportunity to meet with 911 communications professionals and take a tour of the Emergency Communications Dispatch Center.
Regarding U.S. news, earlier yesterday morning on Monday, February 27th, SpaceX launched a team of astronauts on behalf of NASA. The crew capsule was named Endeavour and was launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. The 4-person crew will have reached the International Space Station earlier this morning as the start of a 6-month mission aboard the laboratory. The team is notable with the additions of the second UAE astronaut to fly into space, as well as a Russian astronaut brought aboard under a ride-sharing deal. NASA reported good weather for the occasion, so takeoff went smoothly as planned.
Moving on to the entertainment world, on February 17th, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the newest addition to the Marvel Universe, was released to theaters worldwide. The movie is the 3rd installment of the Ant-Man films, following the releases of Ant-Man in 2015 and Ant-Man and the Wasp in 2018. The plot follows Ant-Man and the Wasp as they navigate foreign challenges preceding the reopening of the mysterious quantum realm doorway. Despite the film earning mediocre reviews in its preview, Marvel fans around the world are ecstatic to see this movie hit the big screen.
Yesterday, February 27th, marked yet another annual Pokemon Day, a national occasion celebrating the 1996 launch of the successful Nintendo game. This year marks the 27th anniversary of the public release, and with that came announcements of a new Pokemon Netflix original series, new app, Pokemon Sleep, and updates on many already released games. For more information, watch the Pokemon Presents announcement video available on the official Pokemon YouTube channel.
Now on to sports. Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers had another explosive offensive game, cementing him into the NBA record books. Lillard scored a franchise record and career high of 71 points against the Houston Rockets in a 131-114 win Sunday night. Damian Lillard did so by putting his three-point shooting ability on display, making 13 three-pointers, another career high and franchise record. Damian Lillard is now tied with Donovan Mitchell, David Robinson, and Elgin Baylor for the 8th most points ever in a game with 71. And he is behind the likes of all-time greats David Thompson, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kobe Bryant.
This past weekend, Florida Southern's basketball teams and cheer squad celebrated their graduating seniors. Both the men's and women's basketball team took on Barry University in their final home matchups of the regular season and came away with wins against the visiting Buccaneers. The final score of the women's game was 72-50, and the men finished their contest 114-93. In their victories, both teams secured their spots in the Sunshine State Conference Championships. The third-seeded men's team will host Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University tonight at George W. Jenkins Fieldhouse, while the fifth-seed women's team will travel to Fort Lauderdale to take on Nova Southeastern University in the SSC Championship quarterfinals. That's been it for this week's edition of the Weekly Report. Once again, I'm Schimmenti with Lexi, Lapore-Paternostro, saying thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you after spring break.